Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, my friends? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 454. I'm Phil Graham. Today, I've got a really important show for you guys because I'm going to be talking about Facebook and Instagram ad creatives for 2026. What's in, what's hot, what's not, and what is out. So happy January 20th. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope you had a great weekend. Super excited for this episode because creatives are such a big deal, especially here in 2026. And it's one of the things that can make such a big difference in your ads, whether you fail or succeed. There's a lot of different factors, but creatives are definitely a big one. So you want to make sure that you are doing the best you can when it comes to putting creatives in front of your audience. So I'm going to try and keep this episode short, sweet, full of value, and very actionable for you guys. But before we jump into it, if you guys are wanting any help with your ads, just go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. Got one-on-one coaching as well as done for you. philgrahamdigital.com is the website for that. Let's jump right in though, because creatives are so important in 2026. Trends are shifting like crazy, and some things are working and other things are not working so good, and some things are projected to be working better this year, and it's just so many different opinions from everywhere. I want to try and be the voice of reason, use common sense, and just talk about what I recommend, what we're focused on when it comes to creatives this year, because it is such a big factor when it comes to your ads, more than ever before. It's good news though. You know, it's like a basketball reference. Let's say 3-pointers made the difference between you winning and losing, and you're a good 3-point shooter. You're going to be excited about that. If you don't know how to shoot threes or you suck at it, you need to get good at it. And that's how it is with creatives as well. There's still many other important things, audiences, targeting, data evaluation, and many other things. But those are for different episodes. We're going to focus on creatives today. Let's start with what is in and what I recommend and what we're doing this year, at least at the start of the year for creatives. Number one, raw and real creatives, relatable stuff that looks like native content, stuff that looks like it could have been posted by somebody's just normal feed, where it doesn't even look like an ad. It looks like it just belongs in a feed. In fact, not being perfect is actually a huge plus. Being authentic and real and relatable is a big deal. And I think it's a much better ad than a so-called perfect looking video or ad like people used to do. And some people still try and do those things. So definitely try and do some native ads where it looks like you could have posted it. It almost doesn't even look like an ad. And make it really relatable. And if you mess up, keep going. That might actually be better than not messing up, depending on how you messed up and what you said. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If it's not perfect, it might even be better. So that's number one. Number two, we talked about this in the previous episode, but having hooks that are important to your audience, having them right away at the beginning of your video, if it's a video ad, as well as in your headline and in the first sentence of your ad copy. You've got to be able to stop the scroll. If your hook does not stop the scroll, you're going to probably have issues. Number three, we're going to be testing a lot more shorter ads. Now, I say this with a caveat. I still like long copy ads. There are some people that incorrectly say that long copy doesn't work and it sucks. Yet I can literally show you recent data of long copy beating short copy. And I can also show you the opposite. So sometimes long copy wins, other times short copy wins. So you really want to be testing both. However, I'm finding shorter copy seems to be winning a little bit more often. So we're going to be focusing more on shorter copy. Doesn't mean we're not going to do long copy. So don't misread that. But we are going to do more short copy. So if you're creating some ads now, test some short copy. If you've got long copy, shorten it up and test that. I think it's really important because people's attention spans, are not very good. So you want to make sure that you got some short copy for them. And we're going to do more of that here in 2026. The next thing we're going to try and do more of is what I would call like demonstration ads. So like showing somebody something versus just telling somebody. So whether you have a product or a service, you could tell somebody about it, but it's really powerful if you actually show them. Even if you have a course, you can talk about the course, but you can show inside the members area. If you're an e-commerce brand, you can show your products instead of just telling them about it. If you have moms, like I've had clients that had local moms who help package or make the products, and we put that on our ads, and that's amazing. Well, in 2026, it's going to be about, hey, can we take a video of that? And not just say it, but also show it in action. I think that's really important. I think this will work across many different industries, local businesses, digital businesses, courses, services, and products. And then the last two that are definitely that we're focusing on a lot are founder-driven ads where the owner, the founder, or a key person in the business is on camera doing a video. And I think it's really important because no matter what kind of business you are, if people can see and hear from somebody that's important in that business, especially like a founder, a lot of times that can really breed trust and credibility really quickly compared to if you don't do something like that. Now, I know it's not always easy and it's not always fun. Some people would rather go to the dentist than create a video, and that's understandable. But you don't have to do it every day. I'm just asking you to do it every once in a while, every month or every quarter. Try it once and see how it goes. Sometimes those are amazing videos. A lot of times they are one of our best performers. So definitely try that out. And then last, but of course not least, UGC, user-generated content, typically does really well. I think that's really important, but those are also very powerful, those UGC ads. So I recommend that too. And then briefly, let's talk about what I think is out, where we're either not going to do it at all or at the very least, hardly at all. Overproduced ads that are like studio ads or professional takes, all that stuff. I don't recommend it. It looks too polished. It looks too much like an ad. People are way more likely to like put their guard up when they see that stuff and just disregard it. So I don't like those at all. Number 3, I would call this like clickbait or shock content where it's like you're trying to like shock people by saying something dramatic, like you might say if you were trying to build a following on X or something, and you're going to alienate half the world and hopefully not the other half. I don't recommend it, especially not for ads. I don't think it works very well. And I think it could even potentially harm your ad account. So I would stay away from that. And then number 4, I would say trends, be careful. It's always good if you can jump on a trend that's hot, if you can make it apply properly to your business, your product or service. But sometimes it doesn't apply at all, and people just try and force it, and they use these trends and they create ads around these trends, and it just looks bad. And so this is one where if you do it right, it could be fine, but a lot of people don't. So I would be very, very careful with that. So when you're creating your ads this year, what I recommend is focus on hook, story, and offer, and then support that with empathy and differentiation. Test in a smart way. And if you can do that, I think you'll be ahead of a lot of advertisers. And these are some of the things we're focusing on with our creatives here in 2026. Of course, there's a lot more. I mean, I could do a 5-hour episode on this, but hey, we only have a few minutes to do these. So I hope this was helpful. I'll definitely be doing more episodes to go into more depth on this kind of stuff. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free, reach out. philgrahamdigital.com is my website, and I would be happy to try and answer your questions. And as always, just a reminder, it's always important to point out that every business is unique. Results can vary. There's no guaranteed outcomes. So always keep that in mind. But with that being said, episode 454 is in the books. Thank you guys so much for being here. We got another great episode coming next Tuesday. Until then, have a great week and peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.